I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right, so I'm up, right? And I've been thinking about doing this video about the pipeline, right? I'm gonna talk about the pipeline. The pipeline between the pipeline between Kevin Samuels and that of Charlie Kirk. The pipeline exists. I'm gonna tell you where the pipeline exists. And I was gonna take some videos, and I've been digging around some videos, and I forgot to. I have to mention this before. I have to mention this before I continue, because I forgot. I had some things queued up, but I lost some videos between where I was working and now, and I forgot to find those links. So anyway, in short order, I have to do a couple things here. Right, there is a pipeline between Kevin Samuels and Charlie Kirk, and they keep on doing the same talking points, even though the talking points are not valid in 2025. There are some talking points that that both have said that's not true in the 21st century. It may have been true back in 1970. It might be true in 1990, but it's not true in of today. And since I can't find that, let me go to another route. Since I can't find that, and I apologize for not finding that. But let me go ahead and play this real quick. Yes, I'm gonna play this real quick because there's always a theme. There's always a theme they keep running the same old theme.
Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot.
Now, I want you to hold that right there, right? See, at the 25-second mark, right? Devaluing someone's education on this idea, right, that they had affirmative action. See, this is a problem I have when people use the term DEI and use the term affirmative action, and he's using African American women as a barometer tool against affirmative action, when in reality it's not black women. If you look at who receives affirmative action, who receives DEI, it's not primarily black women. See, the truth matters, not your opinion. Okay? The truth matters with me. You can't have no debate when you're not operating out of the truth. You see all these Charlie Kirk fans talk about, well, he spoke the truth. Okay, cite your sources. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself because, again, I'm trying to elaborate the best I can, because I've lost all my I lost all the footage where I was meant to play. So, but this is more and more about the pipeline.
Be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own.
Now, want y'all to think about that for a minute. So we're going to go over here real quick. We're going to go over here to what Kevin Samuels said about education.
Kind of educational background and a higher socioeconomic status in the marketplace. To a man, case in point, if you have a buddy, a male friend, and you want to introduce him to a friend of yours. Hey, Daniel, I want to introduce you to a friend. First thing you're going to say is, what do they look like? But if you have a friend that's Danielle and you want to introduce her to one of your male friends, she's going to say, what does he do for a living?
That's true. Those are usually the first questions. What do they look like?
You have a certain kind of educational background.
See, and what I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying, right, is both, sound like the white AB media, right? Sound like AB media, man of tomorrow. And the thing is, both Charlie Kirk and Kevin Samuels disparage education. they disparage education. Why you think every time when education is brought up in conversation, right? I mean, concerning women in women being educated, they frown upon education. Then they frown upon people going to university or getting a liberal arts degree. They always frown upon that. And Michelle Obama and Joy Reid and whoever else was, that Charlie Kirk put out, here's a question. How you gonna know somebody is on affirmative action unless they tell you that they're on affirmative action? How can a person tell you they're on affirmative action? And what Charlie Kirk don't want nobody to know is, because I'm alluding to what I said earlier, Black women are not the main recipients of affirmative action. Black women as well, and let me sit here and say this: I'm not here to be a blue pill simp, though. By the way, by any chance, I'm not one of them niggas who wants to do the whole, oh, the black woman is God. I'm not one of those types either. I'm not one of those types either. But I'm here to say the pipeline between Kevin Samuels and Charlie Kirk, the connections that these two, the connections between these two men, you saw Charlie Kirk on the whatever podcast. You see them, they're connected to Fresh and Fit. I've always said that the manosphere is connected to the Trump administration, and Trumpism in on itself is Trumpism in itself is flirtation with fascism, and nobody want to sit here and think about it. And since Charlie Kirk never had any formal education, and nor Kevin Samuels, by the way, Kevin Samuels doesn't have an education. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Did he have a degree? See, these two men are trying to be they're grifting to the low class of men, right? The non-productive men who are seen as losers, right? Well, when I say losers, I myself not calling these men losers. I'm referring to how Scott Galloway tried to warn people. The Scott Galloways of the world tried to warn people about the Fresh and Fits, how the lower class of men are gravitating to the Kevin Samuels, the Angermans, the Rollo Tomassis of the world, and Charlie Kirk, right? Because it is the bottom class of white men who are raging against, who believe that they are being lost, and a lot of them being uneducated, along with their black male counterpart, they feel disenfranchised, not only by society but also by women, and because since women in both races have more college degrees than they do, they rather punch down on women having degrees in education rather than punching the patriarchy that put them in that predicament. They help put men in this predicament. And then I'm going to have to address somebody because somebody made a video to me yesterday, and I'm talking to you, Art. And I said something to you, Art Panaka. I said something to you. It's almost like I'm gonna address Art Panaka real quick because I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed. You're a Haitian. I'm a Black American. For you not understanding the dog, you trying to make this about he died because Charlie Kirk died because of freedom of speech, rather than looking at it, looking at things from the aspect of what you put out in this world, you're going to get it in return. And you totally misshaped that, because how many times video after video after video, and yes, I do have a video coming, by the way. I do have a video coming about all of the hate speech from the right. Oh yes, I've been on YouTube for a very, very long time. Been on YouTube very long time, and I have downloaded. I have an archive. See, some of you been on YouTube for a very long time, like myself, Vita Boogie. We archive certain things that's been said, certain videos, certain podcasts. I download stuff. So when I download stuff, now some of it is lost. Some of the stuff I download is lost in time because it's on my other computer. I got 3 other computers. Some of it's, the motherboard ain't working anymore and all that, right? But anyway, there's some things I have. Y'all will be shocked. Y'all say, "Oh, it's only happened on the left. The left is the only one doing it." I got a video coming that will destroy all that, because I've been here far too long to know where some of the dead bodies are buried. Of how the right wing say a lot of racist stuff, and then you Negroes in this space, particularly in the Black manosphere, the red pill community, y'all try to ignore that. Y'all try to ignore that because you mad at women. But let me talk about this idea of the politics of the unbothered. Right, I'm gonna shift to a third topic: the politics of the unbothered. Ever since last year, November, ever since Kamala Harris lost the election, a lot of Black people, especially Black women, and I know somebody gonna say, "Big J, you about to go red pill." No, I'm being honest about this because this is getting on my nerves too, right? This is getting on my nerves. The politics of being unbothered. Black people are always behind. Black people are always behind on shit. Now, this is the reason why I appreciate the Black people from Great Britain. Okay? That's why y'all see me on the G Block's channel. Shout out to G Block. Some of us see this as an international issue, not an American one. And what I see, and what some people on here see, is an international issue, is an international conspiracy. And I'm gonna use the term conspiracy loosely. All right, I'm using that term conspiracy loosely because this ain't no tinfoil hat. This is a conspiracy to one up, to regain dominance of the world. And they use code words. And they use certain flags. Now, the flag itself, like the English flag or the British flag, right? I'm gonna use the flag for a minute. The British flag, right? Everybody say, why is it offensive? The British flag itself and the English flag is not offensive by its appearance. But conservatives like to gaslight people on why people are offended by the sight of the British flag, or in this case, of the American flag. The reason why people are doing it because of the attention of the idea of the true American or the true Briton. Conservatives love to use the phrase, oh, I'm a true American. I'm a true British subject. I'm a true Englishman. The reason why they say that, because they're talking about a image, not reality. When I hear Sean Hannity, when I hear Bill Cunningham, when I hear Mark Levin use the term, you are a true American, what's the first thing that comes to your mind with the term American? When you go on GB News in Great Britain, when they say, oh, you a true you are a true Englishman. What's the first thing comes to your mind as English? America is a diverse country. So is the United Kingdom. Well, at least London in the south part of England is highly diverse. So what is this term, the true American, or the true British, the true English, or the real English that Sargon Akkad and the locust eaters would call on their YouTube channels? Ding, 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 George. That's the point. That's the point. It means you're Anglo-Saxon, you're white, Anglo-Saxon, and straight. That's what it means. White, Anglo-Saxon. And sometimes, if you're Catholic, they'll probably allow you in. If you're Catholic. See, I'm watching things in both countries, and I'm also watching the events in Canada. If you think Canada is safe, it's the same thing going on up there too. So when I hear black women talking about they want to be unbothered, right? Or when I hear the pro-blacks say that they unbothered, Soon as Charlie Kirk got hit, tragically lost his life. Two things had happened on both sides of the Atlantic. Because I was watching the news in Great Britain. Soon as it was announced in the UK that Charlie Kirk died, they blew up. They blew up in the UK. So a black kid, a black man who's head of the Oxford Debate Society is being targeted because he debated Charlie Kirk 2 months ago. And let me say this though, the brother who debated Charlie Kirk destroyed Charlie Kirk in that debate at Oxford University. Now though, they're after his job. Now yes, granted he did somewhat celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, but at the same time they was after him anyway. So when I hear women and also the pro-blacks say we being unbothered, well, if I'm seeing students at NYU, black students of NYU being targeted, and then I see HCBU, about 4 or 5, there about 5 HCBUs bomb threats have been issued, and them schools has closed down. And then you see in ACB, and then in New York University, NYU, you having black students being targeted. But yet though, when I tell you Negroes, put your head on a fucking swivel, y'all want to do the whole I'm unbothered. This is the reason why y'all are going to be behind. Y'all going to continue to be behind on shit. See, my head is always on a swivel. And I don't know, is it because y'all are in these inner cities and y'all think you're insulated from the outside communities? I know I'm trying to fathom the mindset, because when I was on Auntie's channel yesterday and we're talking about Charlie Kirk and some of the racist thing he said, y'all, it's like people don't have a clue. And I told this one Negro on the panel, why are you talking about something you don't know about? Because I was telling Vic in the chat room, and I have to eat crow on this too. I have to eat crow because I regret saying it to Vic in the chat room. Vic all doing all this, muck, he doing this yuck shit, the ignorant shit he's always been doing. I said, it's about time black people in this space stop talking about the gender war. But then after I hear these Negroes on the panel trying to talk about Charlie Kirk and don't know what the fuck they're talking about, I said, niggas, you might as well just go back talk about the gender war and be lost, just like y'all been lost for the last 15 years. This had nothing to do with being paranoid. I'm a student of history. I'm a student of history, and I see patterns. I see a pattern being formed. And let me sit there and say, right? Let me see what these patterns are. And the more I look at it, it starts forming a pattern. I forgot what year it was, but it was like, I want to say 600 years ago or so. There was a thing called the Spanish what's it called? The Spanish Inquisition, where is a religious test, where people are tested based on their religion. Then I look up Spanish history of 1936. Now both these cases happen in Spain, are related or surrounding itself with Spain, but Spain did the same thing that America is doing, that America and Britain are doing today. You see a male population, a underclass of men being what's the word? Disturbed. So instead of fixing the problem within themselves or fixing those who are actually harming them, they're trying to go to the religious route and become a bunch of misogynistic fools. And that's why you have the Spanish Civil War based on religion, the Spanish Inquisition based on religion, and now today we have the Christian right in the halls of government influencing the White House, influence the Pentagon. Just today, Governor Greg Abbott is going after the Muslims. He signed a piece of he signed a law today, a bill that became law where that's targeting Muslims, and nobody is batting an eye. But we supposed to say we unbothered. We unbothered. See, I see a pattern. And why is it I'm the only black person, it appears, who sees a fucking pattern being formed? I've been noticing this pattern for ever since 2015, and it seems like people are now also are catching up. Everybody say Donald Trump is going to save our Constitution. No, he won't. But I do have a video coming about him in the Second Amendment. That video, actually, I did that video years ago, but I might have to reintroduce that video. Because he said something at a cabinet meeting during his first term about guns. And since the Charlie Kirk assassination, I want you to understand. I want y'all to understand. He's going to try this again. Because the first step is we're going to target transsexuals with guns. Now, he tried that last week or 2 weeks ago. Now, since the shooter or the suspect was a roommate of a transsexual, they're going to pile on the rhetoric. But black women, Made that stupid ass meme of they stayed on the fucking rooftop. And I said this back in December. I said that is going to backfire. I want somebody to go to my live stream of the post-election live stream that I said in November and December of last year. I said that image is going to backfire. That shit's not going to age well. And now here we are. Because we in this politics of we not bothered. This is I'd rather people to be in a proactive mindset than being in a reactive mindset. There's not being scared. There's not being Big J's afraid. He's bothered. No, it's about being proactive. And nobody is willing to sit there and think long enough. And I'm gonna say thank God for the black people in Great Britain, because they see it. Niggas in the United States, they can't. I don't understand about you niggas in the United States. Y'all can't see it. Everybody else can see it except for y'all. I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't understand why some of y'all don't get it. But me as a student of history, I see it. And it's all coming together. And I remember that one time I was talking to Nick Fuentes that one time. And what he said troubled me. Right? It wasn't just that. And the reason why I was troubled is not what he told me on Annie Worski's channel. It wasn't what he said that troubled me. It's what, if you can amass, if you that young, you were 18, 19 years old at the time. I'm talking about Nick, right? I'm talking about Nick Fuentes. If you were 18, 19 years old at the time, and you're over here amassing 200, no, I'm sorry. When you're amassing thousands of people to follow you, and you're saying some outrageous racist and sexist shit on the fly, that let me know where society's heading to. That let me know where society's heading to. Nobody's gonna follow no old ass white man saying some racist shit. They're following you, Nick. See, Nick and those incels and the manosphere, right? And people from the alt-right, they get their oxygen. Imagine them as a flame, right? The embers. And as soon as you blow oxygen to the amber, the flame will start to burst up. Disaffected men, disaffected men who are of the poor class, the underclass, men who were promised things. And when they grow to a certain age, the things that they were promised they're not attaining, they will become radicalized. Same way like the Spanish. The Spanish of the old, the Spanish empires of the past. Spain conquered the Philippines, what we call Latin America, parts of Africa, enslaved people, and then the poor white class still didn't have anything. And then though you forming revolutions and civil wars and massive violence. That's what I see. I see it. Some people are see it, but see, the problem is I'm not being unbothered by it. I'm a great student in history. But I'm gonna say this too, though. I'm about to do another video, and I'm gonna talk about the similarities between George Lincoln Rockwell and Charlie Kirk. Oh, the similarities, man! The similarities is strong. It's strong. You know that I gotta do a video on that because yeah, that was a strong one though. You know. So I'm just telling you know, I don't have no scratch that. I don't have no strategies. All right, I don't have no strategies anymore. Keyword anymore. I don't have no strategies anymore. I'm just going to sit there and say, you know, when they start to firing, oh, I'm gonna tell you Negroes. I told you, if y'all stop gender warring, you know, I'm listening to that Jolita Wales, that big forehead, light skinned woman. She can't help to talk shit about black men, even though she's trying to warn black women about the alt-right. Couldn't help herself. She couldn't even help herself to say, "Oh, wait a minute, we might want to click up." You still want to gender war after all that, and you still seeing, you know, people school black universities being shut down. You see O'Shea. O'Shea said, you know, blah blah blah. Y'all still want a gender war still? See, I want to say this too, though. You know, the internet is a powerful tool, and black people wasted. Black America has wasted the bandwidth when it comes to the internet. Now, the clip that came from Charlie Kirk, and you know what? Never mind. I have to take that back because I forgot that clip. But when Charlie Kirk keeps saying 75% of black women are single mothers and blah 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 blah, where did he got that from? See, y'all never really see the real questions not being asked. Where you got your talking points from? See, the thing is, if you niggas would stop putting out your dirty laundry out for everybody to see and hear, y'all wouldn't be offended by Charlie Kirk, or Rush Limbaugh, or Sean Hannity, or any of these stupid ass white racist conservatives would not be sitting here trying to use you as a barometer for, oh well you committed a crime because you had no daddy. Oh, you are a future baby mama. Why you think I put up the quote from the Bible, from the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, where it says death and life starts in the tongue? I'm paraphrasing. I think the power of the tongue speaks death and life. When you put out your dirty laundry out and spend hours upon hours upon hours of your dirty laundry, somebody else going to pick it up and run with it. And he's using y'all's talking points. That's why I said you niggas got to be stopped. And I've been saying that for a very long time. You niggas need to be banned off of YouTube. I've been saying that. I said that yesterday. Using black people as a weapon to get power. And this is part of the reason why I don't go on black panels as much, with few exceptions. Because y'all feed into the nonsense. That's why I said I want the black women empowerment to be destroyed. I want the black manosphere to be destroyed. Because y'all feeding into that monster right there. And when I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, I'm not talking about the person. No, I'm not talking about the man who died Wednesday. I'm talking about Charlie Kirk as the image, the message, and so forth. But every time though, I tell you Negroes, saying like I told BJS in that private conversation. And this is the reason why BJS can't stand my ass, because we had that private conversation. I said, BJS, why won't we get political in 2020, 2017? I told Tommy Sean Moore the same shit. Okay, black men, we got all these problems, right? Then how about we fix with education? Oh man, oh nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. We gonna talk about the black woman, the black, blah blah blah. And then Madhead Doctor with his whole ass talking about, well, Big J, they're trying to make money off it. That's the problem. That's the only damn thing I agree with the mad dick sucker about. The focus is on greed. The focus on your own self-gratification. So, if there's a civil war happening, I'm going to shrug my shoulders. If World War III happens because Benjamin Netanyahu tricked Donald Trump into, no, Madhead Doctor's a cocksucker. Yeah, I said it. Because I ain't forgot about that 12-part video series he did on me. I ain't forgot about that shit. Fuck him. I always worry about transsexuals. Who gives a fuck about trannies? Who gives a fuck about Decepticons? Who gives a fuck about them? What's going on in this world is bigger than them. Okay, Queen. He pissed me off when he brought my girlfriend in that shit. When he brought my girlfriend in that shit. Oh no. Well, she ain't my girlfriend now. I mean back, we talking about 10 years ago. When I was dating her and shit. When he brought her up in that third and fourth video, and part 3 and part 4 and part 5, that's when I got pissed the fuck off. Don't you ever attack no woman that I was with. See, if you were just gonna attack me, then attack me. Do not attack no woman who's with me. See, that's bitch made. Anyway. I still like and respected that woman. I don't give a damn, shit. I mean, what he did to me is secondary. What he did to her though. What he did, what he did to me is secondary. Come after her, hell no. Fuck me, fuck mad cocksucker. Oh, Big J, don't say that. Everybody been telling me, Big J, don't say that. Why are you saying that? Because he want to sit there and put all them jabs out. He want to do jabs. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I want y'all to notice his channel is still up though. I want you to know his channel is still up for a reason. Because he said something that was fucked up. And it happened on the part 2. Part 2, he fucked up on part 2. He fucked up on part 2. And I'm waiting for him to say something stupid. And he's actually waiting for me to respond to him. I'm not gonna respond to him. I'm gonna just wait for him to say something stupid. Because something that he said on part 2 let me know what type of bitch nigga that he is. Silent. I don't know why, man, you calling her KFC bone chucker. Whatever, silent. Talking about her, she was eating chicken on that live stream. She almost choke on herself. Nigga, I don't know why. I'm not in no joke mood at this point. You know, I know, man. You want to roast about that night, but no, I'm not on that shit right now. Not on that shit. But anyway, you know how long ago that was? You know how long ago that was, Silent? Man, goddamn, I forgot about that shit. I forgot about that chicken. I almost called the ambulance on her ass. Anyway. And you will not find that live stream because I put that shit on private. You know, don't think about trying to find that live stream. I put that shit on private. Anyway, no, never mind. It's not on my channel. It's on her channel. Never mind. It's on her channel. She actually put it down. Yeah. But anyway, but where was I at? And shout out to Ramil, right? Shout out to not Ramil. Shout out to Ty City. Shout out to Ty because I see what Ty was talking about last night, and I see a pattern being formed. I see a pattern. So if they want to talk about black on black violence, black on black crime, black on black violence, no, there ain't gonna be no black on black violence. It's gonna be white on white violence. Ty City said it's gonna be December. No, it's gonna be in October. I said between now and October. Between now and Halloween, you're gonna have white on white violence increasing. And let me also say this too. While I'm here, right? There's gonna be some more femicide is on the increase. Femicide is on the increase. Yeah, expect the numbers of that though to go up too. Because it's coming. A lot of women are going to get hurt between now and the rest of the year. Because I'm looking at the numbers in Australia, looking at the numbers in New Zealand. I'm looking at some of the westernized countries, and women are getting their asses beat. And they're going to blame it on the red pill. And yes, though, right for slow. They're going to blame it on the red pill. And I hope the government would do something about that. I want that to happen. I don't give a damn what Anton Daniels think. It's going to, I see it coming because the economy is about to go bad. And since gold is dropping, since the price of gold went up, but I think gold is about to hit a ceiling. So, but anyway, I'm gonna continue this later on because I'm not really finished what I want to say. Not really finished what I really want to. I really am not finished with this. I might do a video instead. Yeah, I might do a pre-record video instead because I got to get all my thoughts together. Because I got some examples to show people too, though. So anyway, let me get off of here. Y'all be easy, and I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.